Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a very special game of StarCraft 2. Today in the top left, as our red Protoss player, we have herO taking on in the bottom right as our blue Zerg player, Scarlett. Now, the players aren't necessarily that special. We've seen games between them before, but this map is what makes it special. This map is called Shipping News. It's the third place finisher in the most recent Team Liquid map contest. I believe Wardy also was involved as he hosted a tournament for it. So it was the Wardy Team Liquid map contest tournament in which this game was played. Now, Shipping News is a map that that works a little bit different than most other maps, as you can see already. First of all, you have a natural that is fairly well defended. You have a third base that is fairly well defended, but only has 6 mineral patches. Half of those are golden minerals, but there's also these rocks that can be opened up. There is a base over here. You have a base down here as well, so there's plenty of bases. Now, another interesting feature on this map is are these watchtowers in the middle that pretty much cover the middle of the map, but don't cover the bottom part, where there are these speed zones that increase the rotation speed. So I think these are attacker's advantage for especially rotations. Imagine your opponent has this as the third, this as the fourth, then you can poke in between the fourth and maybe this general area a little bit easier than you could without those acceleration zones. So very curious how this map is going to play out. I wonder if herO is planning on taking this third. I wonder if Scarlett is planning on taking that third. How many minerals are there actually on that? Sometimes, okay, I think one of them is a poor mineral patch and 2 of them are going to be rich. So pretty standard layout here. I don't think I've ever seen in a professional StarCraft 2 map seen half-half, by the way. Which is actually going to be pretty funny as well, or pretty interesting, I guess I should say, to see how well Scarlett is going to saturate those. So obviously the priority of these drones should be to first go towards the gold patches and then towards the blue mineral patches, the regular patches. But we'll have to wait and see what actually is going to end up happening. Is there the possibility to attack with an adept? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think that's possible. First adept is going to finish its shade. Sees that there's no creep tumor yet as... Oh, what is this? Why was there an inject first in the natural? This is really quite rare. Wait, was this a 3 hatch before pool and did I just miss it? Or was this some alternative build order that I'm not aware of? I think this might have been a 20 hatch over here on the third, so that Scarlett could saturate this faster. Oh, real nice little bit of an adaptation here based on the map. So a faster hatchery, which usually isn't really that helpful, but in this particular map where it's easy to defend that third. Oh, look at this! First creep tumor not in the natural, because that hatchery is going to finish anyway, so the tumor goes in a little bit further. These are some nice adaptations to the map here that Scarlett is already making. And what is herO doing behind this? He's playing as standard as herO really gets. Speed is finishing up here. These drones probably should pull away, are going to pull away. 1 will die, 2 will die, a third will go down, but 3 drones versus 2 adepts, that is a fine trade. Now this Oracle comes in, and as there's only a single queen here, a couple more workers will fall, make that 5 more workers will fall. But as we have these rich mineral patches, perhaps not the end of the world. There's a little bit of extra income here for Scarlett. So yes, losing drones always sucks, but it sucks a little bit less this time around. Another thing we should note, by the way, is that herO is also taking this third, but that we don't have an Evo chamber yet. I'd be surprised to see this game without a quick Evo chamber. One of the things that makes a fast Evo chamber a little bit weaker at times is your lack of money that you have with that particular build order. But with those faster gold minerals, you'd reckon that a low gas style with a quick +1 melee upgrade into a fast fourth would actually be exactly what you want here as a Zerg player. Wow, Oracle gets taken out. Yes, you get 5 kills, but I always believe that it's better to get 3 kills and keep the Oracle alive than to get 5 kills and lose the Oracle. Technically, the trade of 5 drones versus an Oracle is a pretty okay one, but the Oracle also could have stayed alive, could have flown out after 3 kills, and if we look at it like that, all of a sudden 2 drones for an Oracle is not actually worth it. So losing the Oracle is always bad. That is really what I'm going for here. Adepts are coming in. and will try to get some damage. Should be capable of dealing some damage. There's not a single Ling in position here. Lings do end up just popping. That was such an unfortunate timing for herO. If these Lings pop 2 seconds earlier, herO sees it with the adepts and knows, hey, I can't finish this shape. But now, because herO didn't see that those Lings were about to pop, or that these Lings pop, he believed he could deal some damage, and he was wrong. Evo Chamber is out, Rose Warren is on the way as well, so the layer is really quick over here, and we're going into some heavy gas. 5 gas already, no fort base yet, so pretty much the opposite of what I had expected in this game, and I'm curious to see how Scarlett is going to play it out. Infestation Pit. Interesting. So wanting to go for Swarms, which makes some sense. Look at this freaking ledge. Look at this freaking ledge. That is hell to defend here for Protoss. On top of that, the creep threat seems insanely easy on this map. This is what, 5-6 tumors and you're across the map basically. Now, these 3 little like tunnel-like, well, it's not really a tunnel, there's nothing on top, but these little chokes here are going to make it harder for Scarlett to move across the map. We see herO already on the map with a decent chunk of Stalkers as well. He's taking a 5th gas behind this. Already has 4 gases, which is fairly quick. It's going up to 6 gates as well, and should probably try and start working towards a 4th, because he's playing a very heavy Stalker style. Probably wants to add in a second forge at some point as well, knowing herO, and seeing what he's been producing so far. Wouldn't mind a wall in this area. This seems like the natural 5th base anyway, so walling off that bottom part would definitely help him quite a bit here. Now this is just pure roaches in production so far. I think Scarlett is trying to figure out a way to get across the map, not necessarily yet wanting to focus on those swarm hosts. 9 overlords on the way, that's a whole lot at once. It's definitely a mistake. As herO now is trying to move towards this low ground, but you can't really attack anything from there except that 1 creep tumor. These drones are fairly safe. Fort base is about to finish up as these Lings get caught. This really felt like it was going into swarm host, but I think Scarlett is reconsidering the strategy that she picked. Still on low worker count, still has an infestation pit. These Lings are not really roaming the map right now. Wouldn't mind getting some map vision with these watchtowers. Would definitely help out. I mean, there's a lot of cash in the bank. There's just no larva available. I really wonder what Scarlett is waiting for. I guess she wants to max out all at once. I still believe it's going to be swarm host, by the way. I just don't see an alternative at this point. Look at the cash. Okay, there we go. 12 swarm host. Still 600 minerals in the bank. So, the gas mineral ratio is not perfect here on this map. Just a single gas, of course, on that 3rd. 14 swarm hosts. These Lings are going to be absolutely vital. Now, why do I say that? It's because moving across the map is going to be the hardest part. It always is with swarm hosts. Once you're across the map, life is pretty okay. So these Lings are vital. They have multiple roles here. They can come in for a flank on the Stalkers, or they can force the Stalkers back home. And it seems like right now, this is a different group of Lings, by the way, the Lings are going to be capable of forcing those Stalkers home. Ooh, swarm host does get spotted here. And the weird thing here is that probably you want to move on the map further with your Stalkers. You want to probably send all of your Stalkers across the map. But because these Lings are out, herO is too afraid to do that. He's going to be pushed back. And here comes the first wave with the swarm host. 8 minutes and 50 seconds into the game. This is extremely late for a swarm host wave. Extremely late. But it might still be in time. All you need with swarm host is to trade. Take out static defense, take out the army, and then trade. Is all you need. 9 workers here being taken out immediately. That's going to equalize the eco once more. Scarlett does move forward, throws down a couple of biles, takes out a battery, and pisses off again. Now the problem with Stalkers is that you can't really efficiently trade into Ling Ravager. You need some type of splash usually in order to efficiently trade. And as I say that, my man herO blinks forward and kills absolutely everything. So that was a great call by me. As he continues sniping. This is actually kind of shocking to me. I did not think he could just go in there. Sure, the Lings did not have +1, but I really thought that would be enough. Overall, trade still fairly equal unit lost-wise. But that was mainly off of the back of that swarm host wave. Don't forget that trading is generally good. because the moment Zerg is maxed, the army does not get better, while Protoss army keeps getting better, because Protoss is never maxed in this particular situation. Now, seeing that Colossus might trigger Hive, yep, there we go, instant Hive, Vipers are going to be the follow-up here. Now, this doesn't make it any less all-in, as the Purification Nova is going to connect with a couple of these roaches. That was big. The second wave of Swarmhost really wasn't as impactful as that first one when it comes to the eco, when it comes to just dealing damage, trading with the army overall. Scarlett still has a bank, needs to get rid of that with the next Swarmhost wave. It's so important that you can trade out these units on the other side of the map, as Scarlett seemingly is giving up on the plan of continuing the all-in, as she built 18 drones, up to 80 right now. Here come the Swarmhosts. Do they want to come in with a flank? Seems to be the case. herO might be caught off guard here a little bit. If these Locusts move in the correct location, they're going to completely cut off the retreat path here. Stalker's trying to blink forward, but Immortals are taking a lot of damage. herO in a world of trouble, as missile attacks level 2 just finishes up as well. Ground weapons level 2 for the Protoss is here now too. There is a fort base for TOS. There is some static defense, but he hasn't taken out any of these Swarmhosts yet. And the Hive is so darn close. Hive is the absolute game ender against Colossi. It's not so useful when it comes to dealing with Storm or higher Immortal. Well, yes, higher Immortal counts is fine. You can always abduct those. But against Colossus, oh, they're so freaking powerful. I'd love to see more gases being added here for Scarlett, as well as a Hydra then, so that the eventual transition into Lurkers can be made. Stalker Colossi is garbage versus Lurkers. Absolute freaking garbage. We don't have a single Hive unit out yet. +3 has started. Swarmhosts are getting a little bit of damage in. This isn't the wave that Scarlett was hoping for. It didn't allow her to trade up this ramp, which is really what she needs right now. Vipers are coming out, and that's going to, make it easier to trade when Swarmhost waves aren't around, and it's going to make it extremely easy to trade when Swarmhost waves are around. So no matter whether the Locusts are out or not, it's going to be significantly better in the trades here, because Colossus will not have such a massive impact on the fight. The constant walking back, the kiting against these Roaches and Ravagers is not going to be possible till infinity and beyond. Here comes the Locust wave. Where are the Vipers? I don't think they have the energy yet, so we'll need to wait for the next Swarmhost wave until we'll see those in use. This is not a great fight here for Scarlett. I don't think it actually is. Has a super battery been activated? No, it's still off cooldown, but 5 Colossus are out, and this fight was freaking garbage. 28 Roaches being produced right now as herO starts moving on the map. And look at the speed at which he did that, even blinking forward, not knowing if anything was there, but he just wants to get across the other side of the map. Vipers are probably going to be the savior here in this situation for Scarlett. Because without Vipers, I think this fight is unwinnable. What are you going for? I think you go for Colossi here. 1, 2, and number 3. Not quite possible. Nice control there. Okay, here comes number 3. 1 has been saved, though. 2 have been saved with the Prism. This has not been great. This is not the fight that I thought it would be for Scarlett. There's one more abduct available, and it's going to connect just ever so barely. Oh, so close. But the Colossus does end up getting saved anyway by the Prism, so still not the dream fight that Scarlett was hoping for, but has established herself with a high Roach count and those 2 Vipers once again. Nidus Network on the way right now might allow her to throw one down in this general area. I still believe that a Lurker transition is what we should be looking out for, rather than continuing this play. Either Lurkers or Brute Lords. If you have map control and you can get Brute Lords to the other side, that can be great, but I do believe that usually Lurkers are... They're so supply efficient against an army like this, and supply is something that you tend to lack when you have Swarmhost out. Okay, here comes the double Vipers! And we also have double feedbacks, but 1 Colossus will get taken out. These bad boys are on cooldown once more. We have Carapace on the way in. Finally, the Hydra then. Hell, it's about time. As I really feel like this is long overdue. Long overdue. There was plenty of cash in the bank the entire time. I just don't understand why it wasn't here up until now. Because the Lurker transition is one that takes extremely long. Not only do you need a Hydralisk then, you need a Lurker then. And not only do you need a Lurker then, you need to get Seismic Spines. Ideally, you have both upgrades for the Lurker, so Adaptive Talents as well. And all of this process could have been started 2.5 minutes ago. But it didn't start 2.5 minutes ago. It started about a minute ago. And that means that Scarlett needs to survive now, where Scarlett is going to lose his topside base, but still has plenty of bases. So I'm not so worried about that eco here for her. The accelerations don't look so stupid. Freaking love it. It's so funny to watch. He just moves so quick in it. Here comes the Nidus Worm once more. Only 7 Swarm Holes remaining, as these bad boys definitely have paid for themselves. New network on the top side as well. As Scarlett is going to use this opportunity to move across. 7 Lurkers, 1 Viper. Ooh, and this is going to be a real killer. 7 more Lurkers. You know what's better than 7 Lurkers? Yeah, 14 Lurkers. It's significantly better. Scarlett tries to expand forward. It's going to be a bit of bait for these Zealots. This base is pretty safe as well. Scarlett's going to be trading her 8th base for herO's 5th. And it's a trade that she'd probably want to take every single day. Where's that Viper? Okay, moving forward. 2 abducts are available. And a 1 and a 2 and a no abducts. Hello. Okay, Blinding Cloud instead. Lurkers dishing out so much damage as that army forced a move command into the opponent. Zealots are killing some drones, but GG gets called. Scarlett wins the game after 21 minutes. In which I feel like for 15 minutes of this game, we've just been seeing pure action, non-stop fighting back and forth. This game had absolutely everything. Played out as a very fun map. Honestly, the first time I looked at it, it didn't look super interesting because it felt like the middle is pretty dead, but this game absolutely delivered. Makes sense that this map got 3rd place in the contest. Now, that is going to be it for me today. I do hope you enjoyed this new map with these 2 top players. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Ciao, ciao, my friends. Adios.